In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NBA games happening on December 6, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Indiana Pacers versus Chicago Bulls. The NBA features an exciting 7-game schedule this Friday night, with a compelling Eastern Conference showdown between the Indiana Pacers and the Chicago Bulls. This matchup brings together two teams navigating different stretches of their seasons as they both aim to find consistency. The Pacers are coming off losses to the Toronto Raptors and Brooklyn Nets, and their upcoming schedule includes games against the Hornets, 76ers, and Pelicans. Meanwhile, the Bulls have secured victories over the Nets and Spurs and are preparing to face the 76ers, Hornets, and Raptors in their next set of matchups. The Indiana Pacers have hit a rough patch, losing 9 of their last 13 games, and they're desperate to snap a 4-game losing streak. Their latest setback came in a 99-90 defeat against the Nets on Wednesday, where they struggled to find rhythm offensively. The Pacers shot just 42% from the field and converted only 8 of their 33 attempts from beyond the arc. A sluggish start saw them muster just 35 points in the first half, leaving them trailing by 21 points at halftime. While they mounted a late rally in the fourth quarter, it wasn't enough to overcome their early struggles. On the other hand, the Chicago Bulls have shown flashes of promise, splitting their last 8 games and coming into Friday's matchup on the heels of 2 consecutive victories. Their latest win, a 139-124 rout of the San Antonio Spurs, highlighted their offensive firepower. The Bulls shot an impressive 57% from the field and knocked down 17 of their 37 attempts from three-point range. They dominated the first half, pouring in 73 points to build a 21-point lead, which proved insurmountable despite a late push from the Spurs in the second half. In terms of injuries, the Pacers will remain without Ben Shepherd, Isaiah Jackson, and Aaron Nesmith, while the Bulls continue to play without Kobe White and Lonzo Ball. Defensively, the Pacers have been abysmal during their 4-game skid, allowing an average of 122 points per game. This poor defensive showing is particularly concerning as they prepare to face a Bulls team that ranks 4th in the league in scoring, averaging 119 points per game. Adding to their woes, the Pacers are among the league's worst in rebounding, ranking 27th in rebound rate at 47.8%. Although the Bulls aren't much better at 25th, they hold a slight edge. If Indiana fails to secure stops or rebounds, it could spell disaster for their chances on Friday night. Chicago's defense matches up well against Indiana, particularly given that the Pacers average just 109.5 points per game on the road. The Bulls have the tools to stifle Indiana's three-point shooting, keep them off the free throw line, and control the defensive glass. A strong defensive effort could be enough for Chicago to secure a comfortable win. On the other side, Indiana's inability to force missed shots and its propensity to allow free throws play right into the hands of the Bulls, who rank 4th in the NBA in true shooting percentage. Chicago's efficiency could be the deciding factor in this game. The Pacers have struggled to build any momentum this season, as evidenced by their recent loss to the Nets. Conversely, the Bulls seem to be heating up, with a dominant win over the Spurs adding to their confidence. Although Indiana is slightly favored due to the Bulls playing on the second night of a back-to-back, Chicago has been the more reliable team of late. The Bulls have also taken 3 of the last 4 games against the Pacers, and given Indiana's poor 0-9-1 against the spread record in their last 10 games, the Pacers don't inspire confidence. Expect the Bulls to hand Indiana its 8th straight road loss in a game that likely won't be close, so the Chicago Bulls to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In terms of pace, the Bulls are the fastest team in the league, while the Pacers rank 7th. Both teams push the tempo, setting the stage for a high-scoring affair. Compounding this, the Pacers and Bulls feature 2 of the league's worst defenses. Chicago allows the most points per game at 123, while Indiana isn't far behind, sitting at 26th and conceding 118 points per game. Both teams are also tied for 28th in defensive efficiency, surrendering 115 points per 100 possessions. Chicago's speed has been a key factor in their offensive success, as they rank 2nd in possessions per game at 100. 106.7. Indiana, though not as quick, still plays at a respectable pace, ranking 17th with 100.2 possessions per game. With each team's strengths leaning heavily on offense and both defenses struggling to contain opponents, this game has all the ingredients for a shootout. Expect plenty of scoring opportunities as both teams capitalize on their opponent's defensive weaknesses. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Sacramento Kings versus San Antonio Spurs. The Sacramento Kings will head to the Lone Star State on Friday night to face off against the San Antonio Spurs in an intriguing Western Conference showdown. Both teams will be playing on the second leg of back-to-back games, adding a layer of fatigue to the contest. The Kings entered their Thursday game with a 10-12 overall record, sitting just outside the Western Conference playoff picture. Meanwhile, the Spurs, boasting a slightly better record of 11-10 before their Thursday matchup, occupy the 10th seed in the conference standings, clinging to a potential play-in spot. Recently, the Kings have experienced mixed results. They suffered a loss to the Memphis Grizzlies but managed to secure a victory against the Houston Rockets. Their upcoming schedule includes challenging matchups against the Utah Jazz, New Orleans Pelicans, and Denver Nuggets. Similarly, the Spurs have faced their struggles, losing to the Phoenix Suns and Chicago Bulls. However, they also have significant games on the horizon against the Pelicans, Portland Trail Blazers, and Minnesota Timberwolves. The Kings find themselves in a rough patch, having dropped 7 of their last 9 games. Their latest setback came in a tight 115-110 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies on the road, despite a valiant effort. The Kings struggled offensively, shooting only 39% from the field and a dismal 8 of 3-5 from beyond the arc. The game was competitive until the fourth quarter when Memphis seized control with a critical 10-2 run, ultimately leaving Sacramento unable to mount a comeback. On the other side, the Spurs have been moderately successful, winning 5 of their last 8 games. However, they are now looking to bounce back from consecutive defeats, including a lopsided 139-124 loss to the Chicago Bulls. In that game, San Antonio shot 46% from the field but failed to find their rhythm from deep, hitting just 8 of 8 attempts. A slow start proved costly as they were outscored 73-57 in the first half, putting them in a hole they couldn't climb out of. The Kings head into Friday's matchup with a relatively clean bill of health, as Trey Lyles is the only player listed on their injury report. In contrast, the Spurs might once again be without key contributors Tre Jones and Victor Wembanyama. San Antonio has had Sacramento's number this season, winning both prior meetings. In their first clash, the Spurs held the Kings to just 96 points in a defensive showcase. The second encounter was a much closer affair, with San Antonio eking out a 127-125 win. Both teams will be playing on no rest, with the Spurs holding a slight edge as they remain at home, while the Kings must travel from Memphis to San Antonio. Sacramento's 8th-ranked offensive efficiency will be tested against San Antonio's solid defensive metrics, which include being 9th in scoring defense and 9th in field goal percentage defense. The Spurs' ability to control the game's pace could prove advantageous against a Kings team ranked just 21st in pace of play. Additionally, Wembanyama is expected to return after sitting out Thursday's game, which could further tip the scales in San Antonio's favor. Sacramento, playing their 3rd game in 4 days, may struggle to keep up. Given the circumstances, it seems unlikely that the Kings will reverse their fortunes in this matchup. San Antonio enters this game with a 12-10 record after 22 games, a significant improvement from last season's struggles. The team's resilience has been bolstered by the return of key players. Jeremy Sochan recently rejoined the lineup after a 13-game absence due to thumb surgery, contributing 14 points and 12 rebounds off the bench. Meanwhile, Devin Vassell has been a game-changer, scoring 25 points off the bench in his 3rd game back. Wembanyama, too, should find opportunities to exploit Sacramento's weak perimeter defense, as the Kings rank 29th in the league in defending the three-point line. While the Kings might appear superior on paper, their record suggests otherwise. Sitting 3 games below .500 and struggling to find consistency, Sacramento is difficult to trust as road favorites, especially in the second game of a back-to-back. The Spurs have already bested the Kings twice this season and have covered the spread in 5 of their last 6 meetings. With their current form and home court advantage, the San Antonio Spurs to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. When it comes to pace of play, both teams rank in the middle of the league. Although Sacramento's three-point defense has been subpar, they are holding opponents to a respectable 46.3% shooting from the field, good for 13th in the NBA. San Antonio's defense has been slightly better, ranking 9th 10th in field goal percentage allowed. With the return of Vasil and Sachin, the Spurs' defensive efforts are expected to improve further, considering both teams' average pace and defensive capabilities. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.